Bob, you wondered a question. What is the stats on Ghost of Tsushima, Gnome? So this is going to be an interesting one. We're going to see something really cool here. What you see is this. And what we're going to see, most likely, is this is going to trend down here. What you see here is like release day. The day Ghost of Tsushima was released, you have a ridiculous number of people streaming it. And then you get a drop 4 hours later. So like at this point, like right when it's released, you have like the maximum number of people playing it. So we see a spike here. On Thursday when it's released, you have 22,000 viewers. On Friday, when a ton of people are picking up and playing it Friday evening, you have 300,000. Then you're down here with about 150. Obviously, the peaks are, the troughs are like nighttime. But now, like, we're going to see a climb again because it's Sunday. So you'll probably see it peak to around here, a little bit less than yesterday, because top streamers have been playing it for a few days. And as the week progresses, you're just going to see, like, the bumps go down and down and down and down to the point where you're probably just going to then have like the hardcores, and this will likely settle down around like, I don't know, 1,000 to 3,000 viewers. After which point you'll still see sort of a gradual decline as people run out of content and move on to other things. And you could probably, someone give me another popular game. So this is what I'm expecting things to look like. So here we go, 90 days. So what you get, tiny little bump with, I have no idea what that bump was. That might have been like a preview trailer or something like this. So what you see is everybody playing it. Not everybody, but you see a ton of people playing it. We peak here on June 18th at 5 p.m. So this is probably like midnight. This is whenever it's officially released. You see like the maximum amount of people viewing it and probably also streamers at this point. And then, so this is on June 16th, and then we see by the following, like 5 days later, you have like a third the number of people watching it. At here, they peak, your average is 316, whereas over here, your average is 100,000. So you've literally dropped it by 3. Thank you, Bob. Yes. And then over here, we've got 2 weeks later, your average is 17,000. And now over here, like today, our average is 3,000. So we've gone from an average of 300,000 to 1%. And potentially trending down. At this point, the peaks and troughs are hard to judge. These will almost always correspond with sort of like when America's awake, peak viewing hours, and like peak not viewing hours. Average daily viewer ratio. So you see sort of that, this one's actually going to be a little bit weird. Viewer ratio is sort of the number of people streaming to the number of people watching. So you'll actually see some weird things over here, which is more like, the reason we're getting weird spikes is because you'll see specific days where like certain people are watching, or like certain people are streaming, and like less people are sort of watching at a point. Or sorry, like number of people are watching, but less people are streaming it, so you actually get some weird averages. Daily followers gained. So right around here, you have like a ton of people watching the content, and then, you know, a lot less people are following it because the game's sort of done. The first part of it came out so long ago, but you'll likely see a similar trend. You might see something weird with this one, which is like, yeah, nobody's playing it. And then we see a spike. This is 41,000 average. So this is probably a spike of people playing the game in anticipation of the game's release. Of part 2's release. And then similarly, part 2 comes out and no one wants to watch it. You get like a few people, probably some just people like, yeah, some people with some various communities who are, you know, checking in, and people who are actually like trying to play through it. What we're seeing here is what you will see for virtually every single popular single player-ish release. And for a lot of game releases in general, you see just that massive spike, It's new, everyone wants to get on it, and everyone wants to sort of be the person playing the popular game. Because we can similarly see here, at this point, there's 316 average viewers going. If you're streaming in this category, there's a lot of people tuned into it. You can potentially attract a lot of people. Whereas over here, when there's only 3,000 average viewers, well, if you want to start streaming this is 1% of the people here who might check out your content. If you are a good streamer, the theory might be in some people's heads that like you can get a solid number of people tuning into you if you're making good engaging content about a popular game. Whereas over here, you might not be able to draw as many people. Yeah, that's about all I got to say about it. When looking at a popular game, you will most likely expect to see something like this, a huge spike as as you have a large number of people looking to play it on release, and because it's brand new, you have a lot of people who want to see this brand new game and engage with communities and learn about it and follow along with the streamer. And then 3 days later, oh, it's not the new trendy thing, and my favorite streamer just sort of like, I don't know, XQC, like, spent 12 hours playing this game for 3 days, and now XQC's onto something else. That could likely have also contributed to that major spike that, yeah, someone like Pokey played the game a few days early in preparation, because Pokey has a large community, that can definitely cause a weird spike. Whereas, if we look at something like Apex Legends over 365 days, we see instead something that looks a lot healthier. Now, actually, when did Apex Legends come out? Here we go. This is exactly what I was looking for. So with this, Apex Legends came out, and you had just like some preview events and like release to the public. You have a huge number of people playing it. And then you see this gradual decline as like the paid sponsorships and like the interest level dies and the like. And then we sort of drop down, but we're still seeing some solid averages because this is a game, this is a multiplayer game that a number of people can be involved in. And then you start to see some jumps over here. This is like new content, new patches, this is events. And then some of these spikes are, of course, like probably competitions and tournaments, and we see like after each spike we sort of keep some stuff and it drops and it goes and it drops and it goes and it drops. And this is what some of the like the top games on Twitch have. Games that have like a ton of replayable content tend to look a little bit closer to this. Games that release in seasons, games that release in patches, that have regular patches, any of those like top tier games for MMOs, for anything like that, that's able to catch a decent number of people's attention. You're going to keep sort of solid averages that don't really fluctuate day by day, with weird spikes that are probably based on tournaments or new content, and then sort of like returning back to where they were with some sort of gradual heights and slowdowns. Obviously, I'm looking at a game that's like one of the top games on Twitch, so I mean, this also is, you know, illustrating something. But if I were to find like a mid-level game like Magic the Gathering, because I know it looks like this, Magic is crazy in how it looks, and Magic will keep doing this. So Magic also embodies sort of the same sort of thing, which is each of these bumps are set releases. Each of these bumps are Pro Tours or World Championships. Set releases, because you can see sort of this gradual like grind up. This is usually they're like early access events into like release to the public. Everyone's playing, everyone wants to see new people doing things. Everyone's concentrated on a day, back to normal with some fun stuff happening. And yeah, spikes for tournaments, and then sort of just like gradualness. And same sort of thing. And I could probably, if I went and thought, I can correlate things around releases. This is actually very typical for Magic, that you have like spikes, a new set is released around November, and then as things slow, things go down, and then a new set comes out and everyone's excited, and then things slow down and a new set is released and people are excited, and there's tournaments corresponding with set releases, and yeah. So yeah. Anyways, that's an exploration of some of the different games on Twitch and what you guys can see. If you guys liked this sort of content, I do more content like this over on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Feldy. You can find a link below. Also, if you guys like this content, please hit the subscribe button. It would mean the world to me, and it means you guys can see content like this in the future. My name's Aaron, aka Feldy. Have yourselves a great day, and enjoy the next video that will be queued up pretty quickly. Thanks for hanging.